Not sure it's going to move, you know. Let me get the old stick of dreams. Once more unto battle, my brothers, once more. Steamy beast. Straight, take one. Hey! Oh shit. Sorry.
Greetings fellow wind turbine legends. Today is Thursday the 8th of April 2021 at 16:33 o'clock. The turbine has the brake on at this precise moment. The wind's about 15 miles per hour coming from the southerly direction, which isn't as good if it's coming from a northerly direction. It's just a lot cleaner. So, part of having a wind turbine for me is taking it up and putting it down all the time. So, part and parcel of the old experimental wind turbine shenanigans is putting the turbine up and taking it down a lot. And I'm going to take it down now because I want to see if I can get that stator into the rotor a bit more, if that makes sense. Even though the brake's on, it's still catching the wind and trying to move, but as you can see, I think this may be one. There may be many reasons it's not making as much power as it could be, but one of those reasons could be is that the coils are sticking out of the rotor assembly when they should be further in. Okay, we won't worry about the other stator for now, but if I can get this red one in a bit further, and we'll be able to tell. There's a slight issue with a bit of backwards and forward movements because I haven't yet worked out exactly the right thing to do with the collars on the shaft. But anyway, we'll get this down and we'll try and get that in a bit further. Lovely zoom on this camera, look. We'll just leave it on there for a second, see if it starts spinning. A bit of left and right movement there. There you go. So, yes, we have got a bit of up and down off alignment there. You can see, I believe it's worse on the other stator, which I said I wasn't going to go look at, but I am now. Looks like almost like a crack there. But I mean, you can see from this that there is quite a large gap. Although it appears that the black stator is further into the rotor. But then again, you can see this is the one which is more out of alignment, which was due to the welding. That's the receiver gear on the shaft that contains the rotors. Again, it's got the brake on, which is why it isn't whomphing round. Let's have another look at that alignment. Yeah, you can see the huge amount of space. That's another reason. That's why really I need to build a new generator. But before I do that, it would be nice to get the maximum out of this one. You can can see there's the 22mm collar that the stator bracket is welded onto. So anyway, let's get this down and we can see what we can do. So you can see 2 bolts there and some rust as well, which I'm not bothered about, but this bolt holds the shaft which the rotor spins around. You can see we've got this, look. So what I need to do is drop this down into there a bit more. We'll check it spins still and then we'll put it back up. Not a very good Allen key. Oh, we'll have to get a better one. Let me give the blades a quick whiz. Seems pretty hard to turn, but I think I've got the brake on. So let me find the right size Allen key. We'll give that a bish bosh and we'll be flying. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Need to get rid of that. When I take it down, when I take it apart next, especially if I'm making a generator, I will keep this one. Just quickly checking all the bolts feel. 13mm spanner, so I'll just give them a nip. Yeah. That one needs half a turn. That one's moving, but right, let's go. Just a reminder that it's running in high gear. Sorry, just a reminder that it's running in high gear, so that's a 28 tooth on the drive shaft to a 20 tooth on the... You'll notice I haven't got this bearing bolted in, and that's because I think there's a slight flex in this because of the welding, but let's get this back up and see what she's doing. Right, due to the fact the turbine's facing the other way, or will be, I need to tie Elon's leg. Need to tie Elon's leg up, so let me go get something for that. So far so good. Every time I put it up and take it down, I've got to make some adjustments to the back shenanigans, and I'm hoping that that's something I can sort out. But I'll just go take the brake off, see if we get any whiz bang. Not sure it's going to move, you know. Let me get the old stick of dreams.
Once more unto battle, my brothers, once more. Steamy beast. Straight, take one. Hey! Oh shit. Sorry.
Yep, that's not running, so take it down again, sort that out. So now I need to adjust the chain. I'm not even sure which way it needs to go. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to do a test by undoing the bolt that holds the gear cog on. So now that moves freely, theoretically, and I'm going to try turning the rotor, and there's a lot of resistance. Let me just go see if I've got the brake on or not. No, the brake is not on, which surprises me because it doesn't feel like a physical hold on the rotor. It feels like it's coming under heavy load, and I don't understand that. Just going to check the wire. I know why it is. Sorry, I'm being stupid. What I've done when I've tightened that up is I've moved the stators out of sync. So I need to now sort that. That should be fairly simple. So I'm going to try and keep the stator at this level, nicely tucked in. And I'm going to undo this and move it experimentally. What is that thing? Right, I pulled it a couple of degrees this way. Right, we're getting somewhere because now instead of a solid heavy drag, it's a sort of drag. So I'm going to move the stator round this way a bit. No, that's heavy. That's better, but still. And I think this Allen bolt is melting. Going to have to replace the bolt. Right. Took me a while to get it to where it's actually in and it will spin. So we can see, because I've disengaged the chain just there, so this spins without the blades having to move, that we can see we can turn it by hand without much resistance. There is some. So now I need to decide where I want the chain exactly with regards to its position in here. You can see that's not looking right, so the gear cog needs to come further up the spindle. I'll just do that. Sorry, it's not great light out here, but I don't know if you can see the empty space on the shaft. Ah, there you go. You can see that empty space above the other gear shaft, which has just been moved there because it's not in use. So, see how it looks now. That's a bit better. Fair bit of slack. Let's do it. You can do it. Alright, the wind's coming from right behind it, so I'm not sure if it's going to turn or not, but I'll leave it on, see if it does. We'll wait to see what happens.
Hail Milfred. I'd say that's looking more promising.
Well, it did catch the wind there for a bit, so we live in hope. I've got the camera ready. In fact, I'm going to go plug the meter up to a 12 volt battery. Still don't know if it's going to get going.
Might be causing too much drag on the generator.
Come on, you can do it. Interestingly, it always seems to be, more times than not, the blade with the bodged fiberglass repair that seems to be pointing downwards, so that may have gotten some water in it and therefore could be weighing more, I don't know. So anyway, we'll keep recording, see if it gets started up. So it's not as windy as it was yesterday, but I seem to have it working. So I'll put it on time lapse, see if it does anything interesting. Come on now, boy. Let's get going. I might take it down and change the gear ratio because I just don't think it's windy enough. I just took it down and adjusted the chain slightly to see if we can get any action. If we don't get any action within 2 minutes, I'm going to take it down and change the gear on it, which will take about 10 minutes. We've got it connected up to a 12 volt battery, so if it does start spinning properly, it's definitely trying. It's making a whole It's making a whole 1.5 amps at that speed. But I'm looking at it through the camera, and when it's not a blur, it's not going that fast. So I've got the battery connected to a 24 volt dump load, because it's only a 12 volt battery. It's only using about 120 watts, but what I want to do is see if we can get more power out of the turbine. It's funny, when you connect a dump load to the battery, it interferes with the meter reading there. You see, maybe I should disconnect it. The wind's calming down a bit, but we might get some. Anyway, I'll put it on back on time lapse, and we'll see if we can get better than 13.56 amps to the 12 volt battery. And if it starts right, I'm going to plug the dump load in now while it's making power. So you can see it's still going down. I want to disconnect the dump load. It's getting some wind now. There's some wobble at this stage. It's struggling to hit warp speed. And picking up speed. Picking up wobble. Speed now. There you can see that's the unused cog in the middle of the generator, the 28 tooth. It's not going that fast, the turbine, but you can see the generator definitely going 1.4 times faster, as it's designed to do. This is real time, it's not speeded up or anything. I might speed up stuff where I'm only talking, but if it's footage of the turbine, then I don't ever speed up. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Warp speed.